too freaking skinny.
Did you get hate on because you were fat?
Whoa. I mean, for one, like, you didn't really see me in school. I was decently fit.
You said you were fat.
No, I was like,
You said you were Butterball.
Okay. Like, cut this shit. No. What's up, everybody? This is the Unrestricted Podcast, because here with us,
anything goes.
And we're going to jump right in this one. But first, I want to remind you guys, if you are liking the content, like genuinely enjoying it or whatever the case may be, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So anytime that we post a video or go live, you guys get notified. But like I said, we're going to jump right in this one.
Okay, so I feel like a hot topic that this is something that I feel like we talk about this personally a lot. I don't know, because I watch a lot of stuff or come across a lot of things. But I just want to talk about like society's view on women's bodies. I feel like there's just so much out there in regards to a woman's body. It's like women are catching so much heat for anything they do to their body. I mean, do you agree with that? Or do you have, what do you kind of think about that?
I think it's because nowadays the perfect body is portrayed as basically a fake body. Mm-hmm. So if someone is totally against being like fake, in their eyes, they're never going to have the perfect body, no matter how much they work. Because it's like, well, society says if you're not like fake and everything is sculpted and shit, like the way you want it, basically.
But when you hear the terms, the perfect body, what pops in your head with that?
Not a very detailed image, just like someone that's like fit, someone that could be outside, running, doing activities like that in the gym, lifting a decent amount of weight.
So you think all these other women have the perfect body?
No.
You're describing like all these women?
No, I'm saying as a guy that would consider, I would just say someone that's fit. I don't think like if someone doesn't have a 6-pack, an 8-pack, or whatever, they're like, that's not the body. Like, you don't have to have that to be the fittest person. Like, you could be super fit and
but that's a body that turns you on.
No, guys with 6-packs and 8-packs don't turn me on.
No, girls.
Sorry.
I'm talking about girls' bodies that you. So you're out here seeing all these girls.
No, and I don't think, and that's what I'm saying. The perfect body is like anything perfect. Everyone says it's not, like, nothing can be perfect.
It should be perfect for you.
That's what I'm saying, is that you can't just one way define the perfect body. Because no one's genuinely going to have a perfect body, even if you're fake.
Yeah.
So but people get so wrapped up because the media and stuff push a perfect body agenda out to the world, Yeah. But then they do weird things where it's like other people that are like plus size, like eventually they start getting pushed like that's okay as well, like, so it's like they pitch two different things that confuses like what that even means, the perfect body. Like, sometimes they push the agenda like it's okay to be overweight and like doing commercials where you're just like doing, promoting bad habits. Like, I'm overweight, but I'm going to eat all this shit, do all this stuff. You know what commercial I'm talking about? That freaking Lizzo commercial.
Stop. I don't know that commercial.
Yeah, well,
I've never seen that commercial.
Yeah, like stuff like that. They'll push that agenda like, well, it's okay if you look like this too, but it would be perfect if you looked like this. And they have
That's on a commercial?
No.
Oh, I was like,
the Lizzo commercial I was talking about was you've seen it. She's in the tub, remember? And she's ordering all the stuff, and she's like,
yeah, in like the room.
Yeah, and the room.
It like starts popping in with all the goodies and stuff.
Yeah, so they're pushing that agenda, like it's okay if you look like this, but you really should look like this.
That's the message you got from that?
Pretty much, because
not that like whatever you ask for you can receive.
Well, that was the point of the commercial. but what if you put someone that was super skinny in the thing and they wanted all this food? It wouldn't be believable. It's because like, how's this person gonna eat this and their body look like that? That's why they put her in there, because it's more likely that that's what she does. But they're
such a guy.
No, but I'm saying basically the perfect body does not exist. Like, that's what.
Did you see that? It was like a post or something that Kylie Jenner, I think it was her. I don't know. I don't follow them, but I think it was her that there was like that whole thing like, oh, Kylie posted what the perfect body should look like. Did you see that one? And it was her just like standing in a swimsuit or something.
I don't think so.
But I'm like, okay, I don't know. It's there. I feel like there's just so much strain from society on what a female's body should look like. And the crazy thing is, though, what is so funny? What?
No, I'm just thinking, like, when you say that, like, I think about all society's views, how crazy they are nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, true. But listen, like, you can have a woman who's, like, super skinny. She has fast metabolism, like Coi Leray. She's super skinny. And then she was getting hated on for being so skinny. It's like, you see that, and the first thing you're like, oh, eat a sandwich or something, you know? But then you have a woman who's overweight, and you're just like, no, like, don't eat the sandwich, you know? Like, she's getting so much hate just for how she looks. And then you have the woman who, you know, could be possibly in between, but she's still not going to be happy because society says, oh, you should have curves, or oh, you should be fit, or you should be this. Yeah. So it's like, what do you do? Okay, well, you want to look a certain way. If you don't want to do it at the gym, then you get plastic surgery. But any person that gets plastic surgery gets hated on too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, at what point is it okay to just occupy a female body the way that female wants to occupy it? Why should it matter what you say, what he says, what she says? Why can't she just have what she wants without catching flack for it?
Yeah, but that's all up to the person. Like, the person has to not let that stuff affect the way they move.
Honestly, yeah.
But once
it's like, the thing is, why does everyone get so much hate? Like, what right way is there to occupy a woman's body? If she's too skinny, too fat, not fit enough, gets plastic surgery, if they're all catching hate,
I mean,
what's the right way?
I think that's the way that's hardly ever done, of not letting it get to you. Like, if you're happy with the way you look, just be happy. Like, if
I feel like that's harder to do than it is to say.
Well, yeah, that's definitely one of those things. But if you can do that, then yeah, like, you've done it. You're the minority, but in the best of ways. That's my point.
Yeah. Trying to get all philosophical.
No, if you could do that, not a lot of people can just not let outside stuff affect them.
But do you even understand how much strain gets put on women to either look or not look a certain way? I mean, I feel like you don't hear anything about things like this when it comes to men.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys aren't out there like talking shit on this guy or that guy. I mean, maybe you with shirtless runners, but
I mean, yeah. It's one of those things where it's going to be less on the guy side, just because it doesn't really it doesn't make sense for that to be like an argument between men, you know?
Yeah, but like, a man doesn't get hated on for being too skinny or too fat. But a woman does.
They don't catch as much flack, but they still probably get a decent amount of like stuff talked about them, you know, or directly to them. Like, if you're fat, like, there's definitely going to be some guys out there that want to like shit on you because you're fat. Like, they're not going to let that slide. Or there's the kid that's like, maybe after I got out of like graduated, and like the 6 to 9 months I stuck around or whatever.
After you graduated high school?
Yeah, I started to get like more pudgy, but during high school or other school years, like, I wasn't ever really, like, you could tell that I had a wide frame, but I wasn't like mushy or anything. I was just like, yeah, I was still pretty like small. I was like.
Do you have to say mushy?
Well, yeah, but that's my point though. Is like, no, I didn't really like. Ever, yeah, not for like my body. Like, obviously, like, people have like short jokes because like some people are already like super tall by the time you're in high school.
Yeah, I feel like you guys catch more heat on being short.
Yeah, but that's the same thing, you know. But I guess it's, like I said, it's a lot to a little. Like, you can say on the guy's side, like, a lot of like women are like, oh, if you're not taller than 5'10", you know.
I thought it was
like,
6 feet.
Or 6 foot, you know. I don't know. Like if you're not 6 foot or above, like whatever, and it's like okay, so like what? Like you don't think that your soulmate could be 5'9" out there?
5'11"?
He's still taller than you. Like he's still way taller than you. Mm-hmm. But that couldn't be your soulmate because he was not 6 foot. Like,
yeah,
you know, like they catch that flack.
That's true. Because I was definitely one of those people.
Yeah, and
you're by far the shortest person.
Yeah, and you do catch flack whether you're, because like a girl, if you're too skinny, if you're a guy and you're like a twig, like you get shit on. If you're fat, you get shit on by other groups of people, and then if
I feel like that's like amongst like, I don't know, certain crowds.
I mean, yeah.
Whereas like if you play
Yu-Gi-Oh, you're not gonna be worried if your friend is fat, you know. But if you're playing football, yeah, you're gonna worry about why this guy is 5'7" and 240 pounds.
You're not 240.
I wasn't 240, but
you were like 232.
No, I did get.
You were
in a point
in a
point in time in my life. I wasn't 230, but I did get up to like 224. Like at a point in my life.
But like when I first met you, weren't you?
That's probably when I was like 224.
He was chunky.
Yeah, not 30. I was not 230. Can't say not 30 because she's not. We're all getting off topic and shit. Oh my god.
So far off topic.
But
okay, well let me bring it back then. Do you agree with the way society makes women feel about their bodies?
No, it's absolutely like, it's crazy. I've enjoyed, I guess, seeing it toned down over the years.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it has gotten better recently.
I've seen it toned down recently, and that's good. So I can't say like, you know, it's all completely like the view is still shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we've come a long way.
Yeah, it's still not good because you still are like pushing mixed agendas and probably confusing the hell out of people. Yeah. You know, that's why people are out here like trying this look, trying that look, because they don't know like which is in style anymore.
I mean, I definitely feel when it comes to women's bodies and how a woman looks, I mean, if you're ultimately happy with every single thing about you, which is hard. I mean, I honestly don't know a single person that truly is happy with every single element of their body. You know what I mean?
Even that's what I said, a fake person.
But for the most part, like if you are and you're happy with the way you look, I mean, that's amazing. You know, I feel like you should just rock that attitude.
Yeah.
And, you know, and if you're not happy with it, like if you want to do something about it, you've been thinking about going to the gym. I mean, fucking go to the gym. Like, who cares? You know, people, it's like the biggest thing is like, I don't want to go. I feel uncomfortable because I think people are looking at me. I promise, people are not looking at you. People are not watching you. Unless you're one of those fucking fools that are doing crazy shit on the equipment, like purposely wrong, then people are looking at you. But if you're literally just trying to better yourself or just trying to, I don't know, progress in whatever type of way, like just do it. But then if you're also that person that's like, what I want fixed, it's not going to change by the gym. Like, I need to get plastic surgery. Then fucking go on. Like, I feel the biggest reasons why people get mad about someone who gets plastic surgery is, like, one, they, I lost my train of thought.
But do you feel? But no,
I feel like if they, honestly, if someone is getting mad at somebody for getting plastic surgery, it's because they were not brave enough to do it themselves, or two, they don't have the money to afford it.
Okay, but...
Because, like, why else? Like, if a woman wants to change a certain element or feature, then
do you think that should that really be, like, not looked at as a cop-out, though? Like, if you're...
No, because what? If you're going to work out your nose and get it smaller? No.
But that's what I'm talking about, like, the reasons why you're in the gym. You're not in the gym to get a smaller nose.
Right.
I'm saying, if you can't make the changes in the gym, is it okay to just be like, well, I'm going to get plastic surgery because I'm done working?
But the thing is, who cares? Why does it matter? Why do you care? If a girl wants to go work out at the gym and then she's like, you know what, I have stubborn love handles or whatever, like I can't get rid of this fat around my thighs. If she wants to lipo that shit out, then who are you to judge her, stop her, or have anything negative to say?
But I'm fine with it. I'm like, hey, like, you're paying for that. You know?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's people's initial reaction too, is like, well, stop being lazy, go to the gym, work it off. Like, What if they don't fucking want to?
Well, I was just asking.
Like,
I was not a part of that group. I was just asking the question as if that group was here. Okay.
Well, that's how I feel about that group. Just,
I genuinely
like, if you're not paying that woman's bills, you know, if you're not there, like, it's the 3 F's: feeding, fucking, and financing. If you're not doing any of those 3 things, why do you give any type of shit about what that woman does with her body?
I feel like this shit just got like. Did you guys feel that? I feel like
I just
got
feel
like
so strongly
this
about
got
that.
really dialed into like hitting me hard. Like it's like the 3S. If you're not fucking feeding or financing, like what the like this got really like aimed at me here. Like I hope you guys realize that. But
well, I'm just saying. I mean, I just feel like a lot of these things that are put out there, you know, the way that a lot of girls, young girls, have felt about their bodies and then grown up to be still insecure women about it. I mean, that's so relevant. We all suffer from insecurities, you know, and I feel like it stems from the idea of society saying you should look this way. And if you don't look this way, you need to either work for it or pay for it, you know, and it shouldn't be that way.
yeah.
So baited.
No.
But honestly, I mean, it's like, you don't think that that's gonna raise some type of insecurity? That's so funny to you?
No, like it really it's honestly funny again like how that goes like paired up together.
Yeah.
We literally talked about this and like naturally seamlessly would have went to the next topic because it's like
Okay, but why do you think I bullet the topics the way I do?
No, I
See?
get it. You're really good at that. But I'm saying like it's crazy how this like we didn't have to be really creative to jump to that next topic because the agendas they push different insecurities. Mm-hmm. Because if it's pushing a fucking Kylie Jenner agenda, everyone that doesn't look like that has now just become insecure.
Yeah.
And then for the people that were maybe fat and got skinny because they thought they needed to look skinny, and then they push like the Lizzo or whatever agenda, now those girls probably feel like, dang, why did I do
like
all that work?
She's big and beautiful.
Why did I do all that work thinking that I had to look like this when look at this girl? So like they're going to have insecurities about chasing the perfect body because the perfect body became...
I feel like it will never exist.
That's what I'm saying. But
everyone has such a skewed idea of what perfect should be. Like what even is perfect?
That's
Nobody
what I'm saying.
knows.
And that's why insecurities are 100% around us and everybody. Because there is no perfect. Everyone is like striving to be perfect in everything. Probably every human being, I find it hard for them to not like hate something about themselves that they wish they could make perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone probably has something. Like,
did you know that, I mean, I'm pretty sure I told you, but what did you feel when I first told you, like, since I was 10 years old, I wanted to get a nose job?
What did I feel?
Yeah, like, did that make you think anything? Or, like, when I first told you that, did you think, like, what the fuck? Like, what a weird thing to say.
I was just confused, but not, like, a lot, because I feel like you're probably not alone in that, you know?
Yeah.
So there's other people that, for whatever reason, whether it was pushed on them, whether they were picked on enough, whatever, like whether or not that was done, like there's other people out there that are just
I feel like
that. But it's like where?
So like my biggest insecurity, like physical wise, is my nose. I feel like my nose is big. I mean, considering that I've obviously grown into it, I feel like it's not as big, but as a young child, I mean, I felt like my nose was huge. You know, I have my dad's nose, like that's our Spanish nose that we have, you know?
Yeah.
And I think like...
Does your dad's nose look like that?
My dad has a big nose.
Really? But is it... I thought it was just like...
Can you... Oh. Obviously, it's going to be a mix. Oh. But anyways, not important of who it comes from. Just the fact that I have it. And it was something that... Because I look like my dad, and I felt like this is like a huge... I don't know. Sorry, mom, throwing you under the bus. But growing up, I had said in previous episodes that my parents split when I was like 1 or 2 or something. I was too young to know. But ever since I can remember as a young child, my mom, who hates my dad, of course, it's so typical. They split, they hate each other, whatever. It's the whole thing. But growing up, my mom would always tell me, like, oh my gosh, you have your dad's nose, like it's so big, it's so ugly. And I have this person who, you obviously hate my father, but you guys both created me. So now I'm growing up and I'm just like, well, I look like my dad and my mom hates my dad. And now she's saying my nose is big and it's ugly. So I'm like, great. So I'm growing up thinking like I'm so hated because the person who is my mother hates my dad and I look like my dad. So does my mom hate me? And then she says that she doesn't call me ugly, but my nose, and so it's like growing up, it's like you just become this like shell of a person. You don't want to open up to people at all. I didn't open up to people until I was like in freaking high school or older because I was just like bottling everything in. I'm just like become this like balled up, insecure person, so I just grew up thinking like I'm this ugly girl. And I love that it's so amusing to you. Wow, like, that's a fucking asshole move right there.
No, I'm thinking of like that it's not just physical attributes either. Like I'm thinking of like of my sense, like my dad's like I never really heard my mom say like you look like your dad, so like you're ugly or whatever or anything. But you could say like don't be lazy like your dad.
Yeah.
And that would make me insecure if I ever started feeling lazy.
You're not ugly, by the way.
Well,
don't say that.
But like she never said that. Like she never like hated my dad like to that point where she would be like, "Oh, he's ugly."
Yeah.
Just his drive and mentality. But like if I start feeling like I'm going down that road and then someone tells me something like, "Oh, we got to,
You don't want to end up like...
Yeah, you don't want to end up like, or you're really going down like that path, That brings on a different side of insecurity, So like...
Well, yeah, because I feel like that's attacking your character, like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
But that's your whole being.
Yeah, I feel like people just overlook the fact that insecurities aren't just all physical, Other ones like mental or... whatever, just situational, whatever examples, like stuff like that, like those kind of things could bring on insecurities, like that could be more detrimental than like, just being told, you're bald like your dad, you suck, like, like what if I was told that, I can't even try, like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could change being bald, but I'm just saying like that honestly growing up wouldn't have affected me anymore. Like just being told that I'm being like that would have affected me 10 times more than anything physically, because I would just tell myself if that ever happened, like you're good, like the way you look, like that's fine. Like I would easily tell myself that. But the mental things is what I struggled with. That's the insecurities that I struggled with, was just wanting to set the best example and not be called out as if I'm becoming... Is
that before you had your daughter or after? Or have you always felt that way?
I kind of always felt that way. Like...
Did it get amplified after you had a kid?
Yeah, because when I didn't have... when I didn't have a kid, but I was joining the military, like, I hated the military. But I only stayed in because I was like, well, I'm good at it. And this is going to, like, basically ensure that I'm never on that path.
Yeah.
Like I'm always going to be on the right path because the military is secure. Yeah, the military is going to provide for you. So that's the only reason why I stayed in for as long as I did, like truly. But because that was a hard thing to be like, well, what if I get out? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to work? Like, is all the stuff they tell me about getting out true? Like all this stuff.
Do you think that kind of set you up like for failure in a sense, because you maybe had high hopes or high expectations, and then you got out, and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, fuck, like maybe I am like my dad, like I can't find something secure, I can't settle into something?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think most of the stuff I heard about getting out was good. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was kind of more encouraged, because people would always tell you, you know, oh, it's fine if you get out. Like, you have military on your background, you know, you have this, you're going to be at
they don't speak about how hard the transition
you're going to be at the top of the list of every job, you know, like, you're going to, you know, do like, you got your freaking GI Bill, go to school, like all this stuff. They tell you all this good stuff, but they don't actually tell you, like, what happens if you don't want to go get out and go to school? Mm-hmm. What happens if what you did in the Army doesn't really apply to the outside world? Mm-hmm. Then what? Are they going to just value military history? They're not going to be looking
That's what I'm saying. They don't talk about how hard the transition really is.
Yeah, like you're not going to be a freaking ground fighter, infantryman or something, and then they're going to pick you up for an HR job. They're going to be like, well, his military didn't really have any relevance to this job. And that's what they don't tell you, is that you need job relevance. Yeah. If you really want it to transition easily, you want a relevant job. Mm-hmm. Like,
or something you can get like a certificate in.
Yeah, like I fixed weapons and stuff. It depending where you're at in the US, like there's not a lot of jobs out there that are fixing weapons and stuff. And that's all they would see on my history. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, like that insecurity definitely motivated me to stay in longer. And then when I had a kid, like motivated me to just sacrifice, wake up early, you know, for daycare. I'm working a whole day, getting off late, still swinging by the daycare to pick her up. Like, if someone else, everyone's doing stuff on the weekend, but I'm gonna have like a day with her. You know, like it made me sacrifice more, so that she never felt like, dang, like my dad is never there, or he's always tuned out, or he's always working and that's it. Like that kind of stuff motivated me to shy away from that, and I like just be a good dad, to where people could see him, just know like that guy's a good dad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because that's those kind of things you can tell right away. You can tell right away if someone's a shitty parent.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be known as a shitty parent, because I'm not saying like 100% of like perspective on my dad is true, you know, because I've told you plenty of times that he's good at a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But his bad quality is quitting those things.
Yeah.
Before they ever become anything. Mm-hmm. So that's why. So no, I don't agree with all the perspective, but a lot of the perspective on him brought a lot of insecurities onto me, when a lot of people probably never thought that I had those insecurities.
Yeah.
They probably thought I was insecure about being bald.
Yeah.
About freaking being short. They probably thought, because those things look obvious. Like, dang, that guy's 26 years old, 27, and he's going bald. He must be insecure because of that. No, I'm really insecure because I hate doing this job every day, but I'm still doing it so that I don't look like I'm a lazy motherfucker. Like that's the insecurities that people don't see. But if you think about the whole picture, there's so much insecurity going on every day.
Yeah. In
everyone's life. So literally every day, all day, everyone around you has some insecurity. Mental, mental, physical, fucking.
For Rizzle.
For real, nah. Yeah. Mental, physical, freaking emotional, like insecurities about, you know.
Do you feel like that might lead to depression and anxiety? Do you feel like that's the cause, or do you think it's deeper rooted than that?
I mean, I feel like anxiety, I understand that more so. You have insecurities you're always dealing with. That's going to bring on anxiety. Mm-hmm. It goes, when you hit depression, depression just, you automatically think deep, dark, you know? So in order for like an insecurity and the view on yourself and all that stuff, like for that stuff to get depressing, to me, there has to be like a deeper issue. Yeah. You know?
Like I feel like this is pretty solid to speak about, just because I have my struggles with my anxiety. And then, you know, you're more so on the other end when you're going through something that's, you know, a deep rooted thing like that. And it's very hard for me to understand. because I don't suffer from depression.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for someone who doesn't to understand what that person is truly going through. Yeah. Because for us, we're like, if you're fucking bored or unhappy, get up and go do what makes you happy. But it's like, if you are in that mindset, it's like, that shit, nothing makes you happy, you know? There's nothing that pulls you out of that. And that's
I used to know that feeling.
Understand.
I used to know that feeling. And like, I don't know if you guys, when you guys were in, if you went to the doctors, they had you fill out that questionnaire.
Well, I was medical, so I...
Oh, did you know that questionnaire, though? Like, are you finding less joy in things nowadays? Or are you... Are you doing
trying to check your mental
health? Like, are you doing your hobbies less? Do you find do you get less satisfaction out of life? You know, like stuff like that. I would read those, and like a lot of times I would genuinely lie.
Yeah.
Like I would not be. I feel like
back then there was no really mental health awareness, though.
I wouldn't
like people talked about it kinda, but
I wouldn't
really
be
take it serious.
Freaking telling the truth there, because I wouldn't be satisfied. Like nothing in life would satisfy me at some points, and I would like answer those questionnaires because I went to so many appointments. And I would just pretty much lie every time and be like, you know, no, I found satisfaction in everything when there was nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
How did you cope with things like that?
I mean, the gym. Like, I paid more for like a pricier, nicer gym. Was out of the way. Like, I had to drive a little bit away for it, but... It was a nice gym. It made you appreciate it. It made you like actually go and get a workout. So yeah, like I kind of just drove all that depression into the gym.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like that's healthy though.
Yeah, and it was like
be able to do that.
It was cool, and like I could tell it was working because it was a 24-hour gym. So sometimes I would like just be up and I would go to the gym at 11. You know, 11 at night just to go still do it. I might have worked out earlier than that day, but I'm like, well, I can't sleep. I'm going to go to the gym. That's how, like, healthy that depression ended up turning.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you ever or had you ever had those moments where you just kind of felt like your world was falling apart and you just couldn't even get out of bed?
I don't really think it's ever been that bad. I mean, I can't think of an instance where it's like, I don't want to get out of bed. But there's definitely been plenty of times where, like, I've been in that mind state and, like, certain things trigger it. And sometimes those triggers are, like, continuous, like, throughout your day. The triggers just keep showing themselves. So I've had days where, like, I keep getting that kind of, like, part of me triggered. And then I just dive deeper until, like, I don't even realize that I have been in bed for, like, a long, like, all day I've been in bed, you know, just, like, whatever, watching shows, whatever, to keep my mind off of, like, true feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely stayed in bed for a long period of time, lost in my depression pretty much.
Wow.
But probably not, like, a whole day's worth. I probably left the house at some point.
Yeah.
But a lot of those days would just get lost of me being in my own head, like, just because there was, in that part of my life where it was more like prevalent, you know, like that part of the time I was dealing with like so many things that were around me all the time that triggered me.
Yeah.
Whether it was a picture, whether it was, you know, like anything, you know, a picture, a toy, freaking drawing, you know, something like that. Like realizing I didn't have my kid around me like 24/7 anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, or like when she would go away for, you know, a decent amount of time, like those like pictures, the toys, the drawings, like if I would watch a movie over again, like those kind of things would trigger it, and they were always around me. Yeah. I'm not gonna like take pictures down.
Yeah.
And like because I'm bothered, like, but those things would always be triggers for me. So like, you know, that kind of, you know, and I guess in a sense, like, that kind of stems from being the insecurities that I had. Because when my kid had to go away for whatever reason, whether it was deployments, this and that, I felt like I was doing that. I felt like I was purposely leaving my kid for like 9 months, a year, 3 months, whatever. Like, I felt like I was leaving her alone, like on purpose, like I had a choice.
I feel like that's why a lot of people, single parents, make the choice to get out of the military.
Yeah.
Because they can't even fathom being away from their child for that long.
Yeah. And you hear it all the time, like in celebrities where they got to be away, they go on tour and they're away from their kid for 3 weeks or something. And you hear them talk about it, how detrimental, how defeated they were. Like, think about like doing that multiple times for 9 months.
Yeah.
Like nearly 2 years of your kid's life taken from you basically because of what you do for work. Like, that's so.
And they even deployed both of you, you and your ex-wife, at the same time. Yeah. Which, in the Navy, they did not do that.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't have been done, but our unit didn't care. Like, they didn't care about doing what was right, so whatever. But yeah, that me diving into that avenue of depression stems from my insecurity of not wanting to like not be a good dad. Yeah. I wanted to be a good dad so freaking much that even if I was doing this because of work, I felt like a piece of shit. I felt like those triggers would just add up every day. Different things that triggered me would just pile on each other, and I'd be so deep in that I would lose track of, what day is it? What's my freaking purpose here? Yeah. Why am I here and not with my kid?
I feel like that's a pretty scary state of mind to be in.
Yeah. But, the most common thing has just been the gym for me. I'm sure that's a lot of people's answers. Like, they talk about coping with anything, it's the gym. So that's going to be common probably to a lot of people in here. But the gym has always kind of helped me not dive the deepest to where you're going to not be able to recover. Yeah. The gym has always like been there to just lift my mood when I really need it. Anxiety, I don't know. I don't really think I deal with too much anxiety. Yeah. But more on the depression side.
I don't really know for me like when it started or when I really noticed it was a thing, but I just know that I've always been super shy. I'm more talkative now. I've kind of learned to just cope and deal, but as a young child, a young girl, like I would not talk to people at all. I was so shy. Like, it took a long time to just get me to like be friends with someone or just talk to anyone. It took everything. Yeah. I remember I went to a different school for 5th grade. I used to go to a private school and I wanted to go to a public school. I just wanted to know what it was like, And so that was 5th grade. And so I went. It was a whole different school, different side of town, everything. So I didn't know any kids at school. And it was 2 days before I was finally just like, I need to go just make friends with somebody. Yeah. And so I'll never forget the girl's name. Her name was Rita. I don't remember her last name. I just remember like us being little 10-year-old, 9-year-old girls. And I just asked her if I could play with her because I was so tired of just sitting there on recess time or whatever, not having fun with anybody. My anxiety was so bad that it just kept me from enjoying a fun life. I had to talk myself through all these like scenarios, because it's like, and I don't know, I see kids now and they're just so quick to become friends, it's almost instant. And I'm just like, damn, like it was so easy. Why did I make it so hard? Why did I struggle so much to talk to people when I think I was like 13 or 14. I can't really remember when. I was in middle school though, but it was so bad that like my family literally sent me to this like camp thing. It was a summer camp thing to help you learn how to talk to others, build rapport, and like fucking open up and shit. Damn. It was the craziest thing. Like I think about it now and I'm like, you fucking sent me away for a summer like to learn how to talk to people and open up when I'm like a shell of a person and don't speak to anybody. Yeah. Like my worst fucking nightmare. Are you serious? It was so bad. So anyway, I did those. It did help. I learned how to, just kind of open up a little bit. learn how to speak to people, you know, try to make friends, try to find commonalities, things like that. But then, so now you fast forward to high school, and I'm 16, I'm driving now. So now that I have my own license, my mom is going to need help, you know, if she can't get off work in time, go pick up groceries or something. And I'll never fucking forget the first time she made me go grocery shopping by myself. I almost had a heart attack at 16 years old because I was just like, I cannot be around people that I don't know. I cannot be in a crowded area. I'm going to lose my mind because I don't know. As many times as I've been to the grocery store with you, I didn't look at anything up and down the aisles. I was just going aimlessly, so I don't know where anything is. Like, I was legit freaking out. I remember getting into that parking lot, and I called my mom while she's at work, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't go inside. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to get. Can I just wait for you to get off work and I'll just go with you? And I remember her, like, she didn't take shit. She's like, no, like, fucking go get the groceries. I made you a list. Go up and down every single aisle and get what I need. And I'd be like, fine. So I got the cart and I'm walking in there and I'm just like, oh my God, literally everybody in here is staring at me. Are they? No. The fuck? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just felt I had all these eyes on me and I'm like, holy shit, like, I don't know where anything is. I don't know where to go. I called my mom probably every 5 seconds. I don't know where to find this.
Yeah.
And she's like, God damn it, Jocelyn, just go in the fucking aisle and just get what you need. Like, I can understand being an adult now. I mean, I was probably, I don't know. She was probably a little bit older than I am now when I was that age. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand, like, okay, I'm done taking your shit. Just read the fucking list and go up and down the aisle. Like, now, okay, I understand. But back then, my anxiety was so freaking severe. I just did not know how to deal with it. I've just since then learned, I guess, how to put it aside, kind of like water it down a little bit. But even still, there's times where I'm just like, like, I'm not fucking going to that by myself, you know, that I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it's definitely not like that. When I told you that story the first time, I mean, knowing me now, would you have believed that I was that severely anxious about going to a grocery store alone?
No. No. Because it comes off now more just as, like, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Not because there would ever be, like, a reason that stemmed that, like, you know, that into existence. Mm-hmm. You would just think, oh, well, she just hates the grocery store, you know? Like,
I do.
A lot of people do. But you wouldn't think,
I hate grocery shopping.
You wouldn't think, like, that would mainly go back to a specific point in someone's life.
Yeah.
Why?
That's probably why I hate grocery shopping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because my first time doing it alone was so traumatic for me.
Yeah, people wouldn't, like, put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. They would just say, oh, she's just another person that hates the grocery store, no matter who she goes with or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it was bad, though. I wouldn't go anywhere. I always had to have my hair and makeup done, too. Because I was always so insecure with the way that I looked without makeup that I was like, oh my God, no, I have to do a full face, full hair, like, dress up, everything. And I'm like, okay, now probably people are staring at me because why is this little girl coming to the store all fucking glammed up for? You know?
Because we would do it now.
I think about it.
We would see someone like that now, like...
Yeah, that's something I think about it now. I'm like, I was so insecure that I made myself even more anxious because I was drawing attention to myself. But I didn't know that. I didn't want that. But the shit I was doing was drawing attention.
Yeah. If you catch one person staring, it's okay.
Yeah.
If you catch 10, you're the problem.
Yeah.
You know? That's
you're
like...
You're doing something.
That's what
and if you don't care, then you don't care. But it's like when you have anxiety, like, that shit feels like...
But if you're getting anxiety...
thousands of eyes on you.
If you're getting anxiety because all the eyes are on you, but you're drawing them, like, you're feeding into your own anxiety. So that's...
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I just feel like I definitely learned how to cope throughout the years and just kind of manage it. I've never taken medication for it before, so I don't think that it would be necessary, just simply being the fact that I have learned how to manage it. And
I don't even believe
pretty good at like a maintenance type.
I don't even believe in medicine really being the answer.
But sometimes it can really calm someone's nerves. I mean,
yeah, but
Because if you're just so worked up and overthinking, like I'm an overthinker. That's like a top thing for someone who's anxious. That's why they're anxious. They're constantly overthinking and overanalyzing shit. And it's like, I mean, if you don't have something that can calm those nerves down and kind of just bring you down to like a mellow state, then it's gonna keep going. It's like the little hamster wheel, like, you know, it's gonna keep just burning.
I guess I just view it a little bit.
But maybe it's different because you don't understand it, just as how I don't understand depression. You know what I mean? Like when you get in those state of minds, I'm just like, okay,
everyone should
get
just
over it, you know, but
just smoke one up.
Agreed.
Like really, I mean, even if that's what I think, that's why I'm like, yeah.
Or if you can't smoke, take edibles.
Yeah, like that's obviously, weed is a freaking medicine. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can't say like, oh, I don't believe in medicine being the cure, but I just believe in that being a better,
more natural.
Yeah, a better type than shoving pills down your throat. Like, not really knowing what you're putting in there, just doing it because they calm you down.
Yeah.
They could be doing so much more harm to your body.
Yeah, that's why I'm just not a big fan of taking medicine. I mean,
yeah.
I was diagnosed with ADD when I was like 8 or something, and I was prescribed Ritalin. Ugh, I never took it. I would literally hide it under my bed.
When I hear that drug, I hear that word, I just think bad.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was young. I took it for like a little bit, and then I was just like, I don't like taking this stuff. You know, I don't like the way it makes me feel.
That was only like a popular solution like back in the day though, huh? Like Ritalin.
Well,
I feel like
that was in the 90s.
I feel like that's not common like in today's age, like for kids and stuff. I don't really feel like I hear that drug anymore.
Maybe
Ritalin.
not. I mean, this was the early 90s
because so many people got addicted.
I don't know, but I wasn't really a fan of taking medicine and things like that still to this day. So I would literally hide that shit under my bed and just tell my mom I took it because I never did. I'm like, that's another thing. I've never again taken anything for my ADD. I've just learned how to like dial myself in and bring myself to focus just to practice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and it almost seems like we're together, we're getting even a lot better on all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Our insecurities, our emotional downfalls, like anxiety, like I feel like
insecurities are definitely a tough one though. Like you gotta seriously work on them.
Yeah, but I feel like when you get two people together with the right mindset, the way that they think about those two things, you know, insecurities, emotional, physical, whatever, then depression, anxiety. Like if you have two people that have the same mindset on that together, like you're gonna combat against freaking those two things or three things that everyone struggles with. Yeah. Because some people never find anyone, whether it's a friend, a girlfriend, whatever, they never find anyone that like helps the fight against those things. Mm-hmm. They just have the people that contribute to your insecurities, your depression. Yeah. They keep those people around and they're easily found compared to finding someone that's going to help you. Like
that's true. You have to cut out the toxicity and the negativity.
Yeah.
Whether that being things and or people, they got to go.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the first start to just like bettering your mind. Mental health is so important. I mean, I just feel like anyone who struggles with it should not be embarrassed to talk about it. I feel like that a lot of people now are really starting to open up more about it and be very accepting of it and understanding, and I think that's great. That's such a huge progression, you know, towards just the way of life, the way things have been. Before, it was very much like keep your mouth shut, don't talk about that. But I think you should talk about it. You know, I've especially lost countless friends from suicide due to a mental illness, you know, and so it's like if that can be prevented simply by you just seeking help, whether it's a outside non-biased source or someone who's close to you, I mean, I think that is very important. You should always talk about it and help someone who may be ignorant in the category, help them to understand. You know?
It's definitely, I feel like that should be a big part of all your guys' like the next goals you set. Is if you don't have someone or people around you that are helping you combat these things, like go find those. Yeah. Go find that group of people. Yeah. That should be like your next set of goals if you're not already doing it. That should be your next goal. Like, you got the New Year coming. People play the, New Year's Red. Like, make that a real New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Like,
not just like a 1 day, 1 week thing, but like something that you would really stick to.
Find the right people. That's like, I feel like the message from this whole episode, that's what you could sum it up is find the right people.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Put yourself first. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to change something about your body that you maybe don't like, but do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Yeah. If I wanted to go get a nose job, I would do it for me. I don't give a fuck about what you think or say, because you know what I mean? That's the mentality.
Now, yeah, I mean,
but that's the mentality. If you want something done on your body, you are the owner of your body. Fucking do it. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you no. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about a decision that you've made. Fuck that. Yeah. Like, and you know what? Whatever. And you're all beautiful the way you are anyway. But if you want to change something, guess what? You're still fucking beautiful.
She told me, and I think that's a good spot to end. I mean, fuck, we're not perfect. A deep one. Yeah, we're not freaking perfect, and
we don't strive to be.
We
don't strive to be.
We were real as fuck with you guys on this one.
Yeah.
Like, you guys pretty much know what's bothering us right now, whether it's an insecurity, you know that we've been depressed, we've been anxious, like. Yeah, I mean, we opened up to y'all, so hopefully you guys do give some good feedback.
Yeah, we always love to hear from you guys. Make sure you're, leaving us comments, or even if it's just anything you would want us to talk about on another episode. I mean, fuck it. Just put something down there. Give us something to elaborate on. We will. We don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you guys are notified. And that's all I got. This is the Unrestricted Podcast. Because here with us,
anything goes. Thanks for watching.
Peace.